Hey everybody! No one's here. You're talking to yourself. Hey Yandy Project, welcome. Just doing SEO Help Live. Yeah, just jump on every morning. Hey Harvey, how's it going, mate? Evening to you. What is it there? It's got to be, what is it? 7, is it 6:30 at night? Or is it 8:30 at night? Must be 6:30 at night. So I'm going to have, I got this website, someone left a comment on a YouTube video yesterday. So let me just go into YouTube and get, oh, awesome. So when Harvey types, this is people watching on YouTube, so when Harvey types his name into Google, he's on the front page. Let me just check that. So Harvey wasn't there at all. That's right. Yeah, I think you're in. I think you had some sort of weird ass content management system. .co.uk. Let's have a look. I can't even. What was your URL, Harvey? Maybe you're on page 2. Let me have a quick look. Huh. Ah, you've dropped back to page 2. Which is, anyway, let's have a look at, I'll just have a quick look at yours, Harvey, just see if there's anything else that you haven't done. So I've just gone site:harveywoodsmagic.com, that's Harvey's site. We've got 8 pages, which sounds about right. Can you remove the Hello World post? Unpublish that. You've moved to WordPress, awesome. But you've got a post there which is basically comes with WordPress and it's been published. It's just at /uncategorized /hello world. Yeah, just unpublish that one. That's all you have to do. And let me just quickly have a look at the home page. See, the formatting of your heading tags, Harvey, you've got Harvey Woods Magic as a heading tag 1 at the very top of the page next to the menu. That's great. But then on the slider, we've got that Harvey Woods in a big H2. Here's something. Try this. Because you're a .com, are you using Google Search Console? Say yes. Now, in Google Search Console, there is, let me get the exact, I'll get you the exact link. In Google Search Console, under search traffic, and then under international targeting, just make sure, because you're a .com but you're in the UK, hi there. Just make sure under search traffic international targeting, then click on the country tab. Just make sure that it says in there United Kingdom, not America or US. Or, you know, you can make it wherever you want to target, whichever country that you want to target. Alright. Okay. Sorry, people are asking me questions on Twitter. Do you have live shows daily? Yes. Doing one right now. Images not showing anything. What's the reason? Hang on, I'll have a look in a second. Let me just answer this guy. So yeah, if you do that with your heading tags, that'll really fix things up, and also make sure that you are set up for the UK, not US. Now, what was that .com.au? Someone dropped into the conversation there. I missed that. That's the trouble with. That is the trouble with Periscope, is that you can't scroll back and have a look and see what the comments were. No, we can't. It was digital something.com.au. So if you're still there, drop one in. So I'll go and have a quick look at this other site that someone sent me yesterday. If the .com.au user is still there and you drop your site in, I missed it because I was working on Harvey. So can you drop it in again? And in the meantime, we'll have a look at John Dutton's site. He's from Houston, and interesting domain name, Houston Junk Car Buyer, and there's hyphens in between each one of those words. So if I go to Google and I just type site : and then the web address site : Houston Junk Car Buyer. Let's see what we've got. We've got nothing indexed, John. Am I a WordPress expert? I wouldn't call myself that, no. But if you've got something broken, just throw the domain name in again and I'll have a look. See if I can find it. Jim, can you talk about tractordrivers.com? Just can't get a rank on Google. Yep, no problem. Tractordrivers.com. I love these domain names. Opens you up to a whole raft of other people's lives and what they do, like Houston Junk Car Buyer. Who knew that was a thing? So, John Dutton, if you're watching this on the replay, mate, you've got nothing indexed by Google. Sausages. No, not sausages. Donuts, crickets. Nothing. You've got nothing. Site : Houston Junk Car Buyer. .com. Oh, there we go. We've got 100 results. Sorry, I was typing in the wrong thing. News fetch says Google. Yeah, that should work. You've got your structured data there, John. You've got lots of ratings and reviews. And your comment was on YouTube, where you left a message, was... let's have a look. Do my very best to be at the conference. Are you here this morning, John? No, he's not. He said he was going to be here, but he's not. That's all right. I'll quickly do his and then we'll move on to tractor drivers. Junk car buyer. So you're doing that whole junk car buyer, and then you've put all the suburbs in, all the towns in. So you're trying to rank for each town. Doesn't work that well anymore. Good morning, Tiana. You can't really do that anymore, trying to... And I'm assuming you're trying to rank for Houston Junk Car Buyer, right? And that's an actual phrase, which surprises me. So if I type in Houston Junk Car Buyer, Junk Car Buyer. If I type in Houston Junk Car Buyer, I think I've got your site. You're number one, man. I don't know what's an SEO. It's a search engine optimizer. Someone who tries to get your site ranked high in Google. Someone just asked a question, what's an SEO? John, you have to be a bit more specific about what your problem is, because I got you ranking number one from where I am. So we're going to move on to tractordrivers.com now, because Houston Junk Car Buyer seems okay. fine. Ranking number 1 for everything. Okay, tractordrivers.com. Can't get a ranking in Google. Let's have a look. What are you trying to rank for? Tractor drivers? Tractordrivers.com. What specifically are you trying to rank for? Tractor drivers? Farm jobs from around the world. So farm jobs, maybe. Okay. Yep, farm jobs. Gotcha. Right. 118 results. So we've got 118 pages. That is on tractor drivers. And then looks like most of that content is... Oh, there. Looks like most of that content on tractor drivers is... I'm just watching the time here. I've got an appointment in the city at 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's an army of tractor drivers. So most of the content is jobs. And it is for farm jobs. What's your primary, where do you want to be found the most? What country? You could say the world, but that's not very specific. But if you were to say, if there was one country you wanted to rank for, what country would that be? Oz, USA and UK. Okay, cool. Oh, Heath's here. Did you see Heath? Everyone see Heath? Heath was on camera. Morning, Heathie. That was Heath. Okay. So, Oz, UK. Okay, well, let's just take Oz. So let's just go... Get a crawl happening on the site first. I'm seeing a couple of things already. Morning. Yes, it is morning. Good night, Paul. It's 7:43 here. So let's go tractordrivers.com. So I'm putting the crawler over it. There seems to be an issue here. There's a very big issue here. Okay, this is the first problem I'm seeing straight up. I've just crawled the site, tractordrivers.com, and I can only crawl 8 pages, which is kind of odd. So, if I go SRT colon, that is interesting. So my crawler, Screaming Frog, cannot crawl your site. Can only crawl 9 pages of it. You've got some pages that are fairly light on content. So potentially low quality pages, or could be incurring a Panda penalty because you don't have terribly much content on them. They're just sort of... Let's just have a look at the front page for a second though. So farm jobs from around the world is essentially the main heading of that homepage. However, we don't have a heading tag around that farm jobs around the world. That should be a H1. The other problem is that your logo is wrapped in a H1. For some reason, a lot of theme designers consider that to be best practice in WordPress. We consider that to be worst practice in WordPress for SEO reasons. So your logo, tractordrivers.com logo, is got a H1 wrapped around it, which is pointless. Get rid of that. Put the H1 around farm jobs around the world. make sure that your homepage title is also farm jobs around the world, which it is. So you're almost there, right? Just put a H1 on that farm jobs around the world because you've got that matching with your page title, which is awesome. So that's good. Now, if I go and have a look at what I'm trying to work out, though, is why can't I crawl all of your site? Use agent, allow everything, includes. Why can't we get to your site? This is quite odd. I have to continue this one tomorrow. So let's go jobs. So if I go to if I go, so I'm just going to one of the jobs, and the heading tag formatting on that isn't too bad. The only thing at the job level, the only thing I would say is H1's right, except for the H1 around the logo, which we've already discussed. Get rid of that. H1 at the top, or the naming of the job, is great. That's called Harvest 2016, which also matches the page title. Awesome. Then we have a H2, which is basically, in this instance, the name of the company, the country. That I would prefer not to be a H2. Wherever it is, the font size needs to be bigger than the H3s below. So you've got on this. Let's just take a typical job page. We've got the job title as a H1. Then we've got the company name as a H2. Then we've got shared job posting as a H3. And then we've got another H2. We want them in order. We want H1, H2, H3. So what I would prefer is get rid of that first H2, which has got the company name in it, so that doesn't become anything. And maybe get rid of the H3s around company details and also share of job posting on the job pages. And just leave the overview as a H2. And then where it's got the first title for the job underneath underneath overview, make that a H3. Periscope security check. Okay, thanks, Scammy boy. Okay, so they're the main things. Now the main concerning thing is I've checked your robots.txt file. My crawler cannot crawl your jobs, but Google apparently can. It's certainly, let me just go and see if there's anything else we could be doing here. That's weird. I'll go jobs. It's just very odd that I can't crawl. No, can't crawl. Which would mean typically that you do not have a good linking structure throughout the site. So for whatever reason, I'm wondering if that jobs section is JavaScript generated, which is why my crawler can't read it, but Google can. Just be aware of that. There may be some issues when you go into Google and do a site colon check. So if I go and do that, I go into Google and we'll go I'm thinking if this job board is generated by JavaScript, which could be why my crawler can't crawl it. So if I go to bonjour, monsieur, bonsoir. If I go to one of these jobs, I'll go and have a look at the cache version of it. So I'm going into Google and saying, just give me a look at the version of this that you cached. Not too bad. Yeah, not too too bad. I reckon you just need to fix up that heading tag structure. Just keep in mind you want H1 at the top of the page, then you want H2, then you want a H3. I can't see any reason why my crawler can't crawl your site except to say that maybe all the job listings are actually in JavaScript. The other thing I just wanted to check, and I want to make sure, is that you have a Google sitemap. So make sure you've set up Google Search Console. And yeah, you've got Google Sitemap, so using Yoast SEO, which is awesome. Page sitemap, job listing sitemap, product sitemap, job listing regions sitemap. You may have some duplication in your sitemaps here, where you've got more than one sitemap publishing the same piece of content. So, for instance, you might have a sitemap publishing a piece of content in the job listing region sitemap, and the same thing might be also in job listing type sitemap. You don't need both of them. Right. Yeah, it might be very slow. But I think you've got too many sitemaps there. Go and check those. I think what's happening here is you may be repeating content in the different sitemaps. Maybe not. I can't go and check them all now. If you come back tomorrow, we'll have another look if you've got any questions. But I've got to run now off to another meeting. So thank you everyone for your participation this morning. If you want your site reviewed or you need some help with your SEO, I'll be here every weekday. You're welcome. 7:30 a.m. and that's Melbourne, Australia time. So GMT plus 11 hours at the moment. So that's the time zone we're in. And we'll see you then. Thanks everyone.